Hey folks, you're not going to believe this one. This is crazy. Volt Typhoon. It may sound like an energy drink, but it is actually a state-sponsored Chinese Communist Party-backed hacking group that has launched a major hacking attack on the United States critical infrastructure. We're talking utilities, we're talking communications, we're talking government entities, we're talking about manufacturing, maritime, transportation. This is a bulletin that's just been put out by Microsoft. So we're not talking about some random little media group or something like that. This is Microsoft has issued this bulletin wide. They have begun contacting directly government entities, businesses, anyone who has been affected by this hacking attack as best they can tell. They've been monitoring this a little bit, and they've been picking up kind of how far this has spread. Once they realized that this attack is underway, they began to start to counteract this. Now, this is not some group that's like out there trying to scam a couple $1,000s off different people. It's not ransomware. They're not holding computers hostage. They are actually trying to infiltrate networks so that they can get in deep, so that they can't be rooted out, so they can do all sorts of nasty things, as well as doing deep espionage. We're going to talk about that and more in this episode. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I am Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and we talk about facts, numbers, information. We talk about things that impact you, and we get right down to it every time. We're talking this week about stuff that a lot of other YouTube channels will be talking about next week. So let's dive into it, folks. So this major hacking attack is not just some random group. It is Chinese state-sponsored Communist Party people. And if we were to be honest, I think it would be pretty safe to say these are probably members of the Chinese Communist Party Army, the People's Liberation Army, sitting in rooms doing what they're told, because we don't see any profit motive here. We don't see them asking for ransom. We don't see them for doing any of this stuff. They're going deep into systems, and they are stealing passwords, account names, so that they can log in, these credentials, so they can log into these systems. Now, this is not infiltrating any kind of like systems that are used by people like you or me. This is stuff that is critical infrastructure things, like power plants, communications relays, servers, this type of stuff. This is high-level stuff. Microsoft has been saying how this happened in the first place was that they infiltrated through a cybersecurity company in California called Fortinet. Now, they have a device. I'm not super into techno security and such like that, but this device is used to help servers and other industry level computer systems to protect against cyber attacks and such. Somehow they got into these cyber security devices and were able to attack systems that way. They started trying to acquire, like I said, passwords, account names, everything like that. So we're now looking at hundreds of companies and government entities. These are critical infrastructure things that are under attack: communications, internet, transportation, maritime, and a lot of these focus on one central theme. This is something that Microsoft even picked up on, especially United States to Asia communications networks. That is concerning, given someone over there who is sponsoring these cyber terrorists seem to be wanting to take an island in Asia, being able to cut the communication lines between the United States and Japan and Korea and Guam and U.S. military bases in Hawaii and such. That would be definitely in their interests. Now, they have been going after, like I said, maritime interests, so like shipping companies and resupply companies that work for the U.S. military. These type of places have come under attack this way. Now, Microsoft is working with these companies and government entities to root out these people that have infiltrated into these systems. The question is can they find all the accounts that have access to these systems that have been compromised, changing passwords and basically blocking out these attempts to get in. Now, this is a major world power, China, using their army and their civilians that are working for them to attack the United States and our critical infrastructure. So how could this possibly impact you, folks? The biggest thing is to know that this type of stuff is happening. A lot of people just shrug and say, oh, well, my information, I'm not doing anything I shouldn't be doing, so it's okay. Friends, we need to be careful with the information that we have out there. Make sure your passwords are strong and robust. Make sure you're not using in your passwords things that are easily accessible, something that someone could research, names of pets, names of kids, date of births of kids or yourself, that kind of stuff, and passwords is bad. You should also think about seriously every couple years or something like that, or even more frequently if you can, going over and changing all your passwords. Trying to use different passwords on different sites. Also, if you can, try to use different passwords. Different passwords for different sites. At the very least, you should have some throwaway passwords, right? So if you're not confident about a site, or you just don't see why they need to have your password, having some passwords that you can give them that won't compromise your your bank accounts or other things that are critical. So just thinking through that a little bit more, but also realizing how vulnerable the United States infrastructure is. The internet that you have today is not necessarily the internet you will have forever. I've said it numerous times. On day one of a World War III scenario, your internet will not exist. Our internet is so open and vulnerable to attack from the outside. If we get into a fight with a major world power, if you think that we're going to be sitting at home surfing the internet like normal, that's just not how it's going to work. The internet is extremely vulnerable to attack. Power grids are extremely vulnerable to attack. If we go all out in a world war, our infrastructure, our power grids, water grids, all these things, you need to be thinking that they could go down. When we talk about these things in SHTF situations, the stuff hits the fan. In a SHTF situation, we are going to be seeing, from a World War III perspective, if someone's intentionally doing it to us, they're going to take down all these systems. We talk about how these systems can collapse by themselves. When we have a foreign power, a determined foreign power like Russia or China, they will be able to push all of our systems down from the outside. So thinking about that, having the self-sufficient ability to provide your own water, your food, all those things, living without electricity if need be, or being able to produce your own electricity. That's what we talk about, a lot of these things. Americans have not been through hard times in a very, very long time. We have not fought a war on our shores since the Civil War, right? And that's a very long time ago. In our minds, it is so very far away from us, whereas Europeans, at least they have it closer to their minds. A lot of South American and Asian countries, they have a memory of war on their land not so very long ago, and they understand that they need to secure these things. They need to not be dependent upon systems that may not be dependable at those times. All right, folks, hopefully Microsoft and the U.S. government can actually figure this out, but with the budgeting of the U.S. government and the political situation out there, who knows if they can find their way out of a wet paper bag these days. I don't know. Hopefully they can on this case. Hopefully they got some smart people on it and they're actually going to listen to those people, but we'll see. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. Please do hit the like button if you do enjoy these videos. And there is another video from this channel right over here you might want to check out. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.